What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and tablets everywhere. They just keep coming. You have the Galaxy Tab 8.9, 10.1 coming. You have the Evo View 4G, the HTC Flyer, all these different devices coming out. The G Slate just launched, and now you have the BlackBerry PlayBook. It was announced at DEF CON in 2010 in San Francisco, and it's a pretty well-equipped device. It comes in 16, 32, 64 gigabyte flavors between $499 and $699 respectively, and it's a pretty well-spec'd unit with a 1 gigahertz dual-core processor, 5 megapixel camera, front-facing 3 megapixel camera, which is one of the highest spec cameras, front-facing at least, on the market. So it has a 7-inch display. It may be that sweet spot for a lot of people, but is this the tablet for you? Part 2 of the video, this is where I take your questions, or at least we're trying this right now. This is where I take your questions via Twitter, just to see what you specifically would like to see on the BlackBerry PlayBook. So I have my computer over here. I'm going to run through some of those. The first one says, when I said, what would you like to see? One said, the fact that the user interface is a total copy of WebOS. Well, I don't know that it's necessarily a total copy. I mean, there are certainly elements. You look at the actual tabs that are up here that you can run across the different cards. That's very much a WebOS thing. This down here, on the other hand, that's a very BlackBerry 6. I mean, you look at that, that's exactly what BlackBerry 6 looks like, with the ability to scroll in between, let's go back up here, in between the different folders, as you can see up here. Very BlackBerry 6. So it's a combination of the two. If it bothers you, I would say, you know, don't purchase this. Stick out for the HP touchpad, which is full WebOS. That might be the better device for you. Power button / swipe, LO. Oh, that's because in the unboxing I was having trouble swiping, because apparently I don't know how tablets work and I don't know how phones work. But that was Funzier1 making fun of me. That's okay. That's okay though. I'll take it. I'll take it, because that was a rough day. Maybe the apps that are available with it. You have BlackBerry App World. You know, very few apps out of the box in terms of, you have browser, Word to go, Excel to go, things like that. But BlackBerry App World is available as well. Now the downside here is twofold. One, BlackBerry App World pales in comparison to other markets like the Android market, Apple's App Store, in terms of the number of apps available. When you really look at it though, and we go to, like, let me show you some of the applications here. When you really go down to the categories and things like that though on the tablet and look, it's even worse, because these are, you know, there are obviously very few tablet optimized applications. BlackBerry PlayBook just came out, and that's not to say that more won't come at some point. It's just, you look at, you know, the Android market even for tablets, and it way outweighs this. So if apps are your thing, this is probably not going to be the best device for you. Let's look travel guides, just for example. Definitely a few in there, so it's not too bad. A lot of Metro applications. Not too bad out of the box, but still, you know, you look at something like this, like I said, versus the Android market or Apple's App Store, and if apps are your thing, if you need apps on a daily basis, this is not going to be the tablet for you. I would say look at the G Slate, or look at the Motorola Zoom or the iPad. Let's see here. Scroll down, touch on battery life from 100% to empty. So the battery life's actually been pretty decent. It's not, that's a tough one. I'd say the G Slate might have been a little bit better. And the only reason I'm comparing the two is because they both came in around the same time. I'll actually have a dogfight between the G Slate and the BlackBerry PlayBook next week. But, you know, 6400 milliamp battery on the G Slate made it a little bit better in my opinion. This one's been decent, and especially when it's turned off, it's fine. But, you know, I was able to make it with pretty heavy use. I was able to make it about a day and 3/4. Don't hold me exactly to that, but it was about a day and 3/4 if I remember right. Just under 2 days with, you know, before it died, with pretty heavy use, in my opinion. So obviously that's going to vary depending on your mileage, what you do, how much you use it throughout the day, what you use it for. But that's a general guesstimate for you. Another one said specs, price, you know, general things. Okay, so it comes in 3 models, 16, 32, 64 gigabytes, and those are $499, $599, and $699 respectively. So price point starts at $500, so same as the Apple iPad 2, and this may present an issue for potential buyers, because some people, you know, and I've actually heard this before, some people have told me if it was $399 or $299, I would have considered buying it, but at $499, that's no different than an iPad. And given the app ecosystem and the iTunes ecosystem that the iPad has, I think I'll stick with the iPad instead. So that's just what I've heard, you know, so maybe putting it at that price point was an issue or was a problem on RIM's part. BlackBerry PlayBook review, what is bridge mode? Okay, so I touched on this in part 1, but bridge mode is what allows you to connect your BlackBerry device to this via Bluetooth, and you can have access to your contacts, your email, your calendars, and BlackBerry Messenger as well. So out of the box, there's no native, and I was pretty frustrated about this in part 1. I mean, I still am, obviously, but there's no native calendar application, email application, contacts application, or anything like that on this device out of the box. You have to have BlackBerry Bridge enabled to really take advantage of that. So if you have a device, you're coming from, let's say, an iPhone, an Android device, and you just wanted to buy one of these because you like the tablet, you think it's a cool tablet, well, you're not going to get the full functionality unless you have a BlackBerry. So as somebody said I saw on our Facebook page, they said something to the effect of, why would I buy a high-end BlackBerry tablet when I'm forced to have some sort of mid-range, outdated, old phone that I have to have in order to take full advantage of the tablet? And I hate to say, he makes a really good point. I mean, the tablet has a lot of pros, a lot of benefits, but that's a pretty major con. So that's what Bridge Mode is. Bridge Mode allows you to connect via Bluetooth, and if you do have a BlackBerry, you can access your email, your contacts, your calendar, and BlackBerry Messenger. Now the downside is, at least right now, AT&T is not supporting Bridge Mode, so if you have a Torch, 9700, Bold 9000, any of those that you're using on AT&T, you're out of luck at the moment. There are ways to work around it from what I've been told and what I've seen on the internet, and you're welcome to search for those, but officially, as of right now, I don't believe it is working. BlackBerry PlayBook review, oh, okay. Does it work well as an oven mitt? Does it have a slot for toast? Does it smell like delicious cookies? It does smell like delicious cookies. It does not have a slot for toast because I'm not even a toast fan, but it does make bacon, so that makes everything right in the world. How is the browser performance? Also the booting time. So we covered the browser performance in part 1, but the booting time a little bit slow. I mean, it's traditional. It is. He's right. He wrote after that. He said, "Which BB really sucks at." Thanks. Loading time is traditionally slow on BlackBerry devices. It is also very slow on this device. It's faster than some of the smartphones, but I'd still peg it at like 30 seconds maybe. I didn't time it, but 30 seconds to get it to load from beginning to end. It definitely is significantly slower than Android or iOS, like the iPad. Let's scroll down here. Does it have its own BBM? No, it does not. You have to use BlackBerry Bridge to connect via BBM. So, you know, another thing, BlackBerry Bridge, you do have to have a BlackBerry device to really take full advantage of this tablet. Somebody asked about the camera. It has a 5-megapixel camera on the back, a 3-megapixel camera on the front. So, I mean, these aren't going to be, you know, insanely good pictures by any means, but let's take a look. Let's do over here. And we'll take this picture. Shazam. Okay, let's do it one more time. Shazam. So I'm not seeing any autofocus on this device, so what you see is what you get. So in order to get the Verizon logo, in order to get it really good, I'm going to have to pull out and grab it right there. Okay, so you can see, I mean, even then, picture quality, not astounding by any means. I mean, it's a 5-megapixel camera, no flash, no autofocus. It will not be your saving grace if you're a picture person. So, so something to keep in mind. Let's flip the camera around. And who is that good-looking gentleman looking into the viewfinder? People are always like, what are you looking at? I'm looking in the viewfinder. So you can see, that's me. We're going to take a picture of that. And there we go. So you can see that's what the front-facing camera looks like. 3-megapixel front-facing camera, which is actually one of the highest spec front-facing cameras on the market. But just to give you a comparison, somebody asked about comparisons between the display sizes. Here's what it looks like in comparison to the Motorola Zoom, how small the display is in comparison to the Motorola Zoom. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a small tablet. I mean, it may be the sweet spot for you, it may not be the sweet spot, but 7 inches in comparison to 10.1. So you can see the real difference there. Easy to hold in the hand. I like the way, you know, there aren't the curves like the Motorola Zoom on the sides, but you can see, and we'll have a dogfight with that, I'm sure, at some point. But much smaller tablet may be the sweet spot for you, may not be. Personally, for me, somebody asked what the sweet spot was for me. I happen to like 8.9 inches. I think that's a healthy balance. At max, 9.7, which is what the iPad 2 is. So somewhere between 8.9 and 9.7. I think 10.1 is a little big. I think this is nice to carry around when you're at the airport, things like that, but I think it's a little bit small when you're using it on a regular basis or trying to browse the web. Now, I do want to show you one thing, and that's picture quality. Picture quality, I mean, it's just drop dead gorgeous on this device. And I'll show you a video that they shot. Let's go into pictures. No, sorry, not pictures. Let me remember where, oh, videos. It's a video that was shot in 1080p on this display, and it's just absolutely beautiful playback on this display. Let's find it. Downloaded videos. See if I can find it. I don't know why it's not coming up. Let's see here. Come on. We do want to see that. I don't know why it's not coming up, but I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous video. I'm going to take a look at the music store as well while we're doing that. This is a nice feature as well. I'll show you the music store. This is something they're finally jumping on in terms of, you know, kind of advancing themselves. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so okay. Total dance hits. We could do that. That sounds like fun. Anyway, what I was saying before I got sidetracked, sorry. It's nice to see them really enhancing into this, because where iTunes and iOS have been so far ahead of everybody else, ecosystem. When I pull an iPad or an iPod or an phone out of the box, I can download music within 5 minutes. No other carrier, or manufacturer rather, no other OS has that level of an ecosystem. It's nice to see that they're finally adopting that, at least in some way, shape, or form. So, we can get our dance on. Okay, you get the idea, but it's nice to see that on here in some form, even if it's not as much of an ecosystem as iTunes and iOS. It's still nice to see the ability to download. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why that's not coming up, but just to show you some of the pictures as an example, let's go through to show you some of those. I mean, the quality is absolutely gorgeous. The camera's not doing it justice. You can see, I mean, just beautiful, beautiful screen quality. And we'll look there. Just to show you, I mean, it's not, I'm looking in the viewfinder and it's not showing it off the way it should. I mean, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. And I wish you could have seen this video. Like I said, I'm not sure why it's not coming up, but absolutely gorgeous picture quality. HD video is just beautiful on this device. So in terms of, you know, if you were somebody that takes a lot of pictures, you take the pictures, you put them on the device. I have a friend that takes pictures, puts them on his device, takes these videos in 1080p. This is the thing to have, because the small display looks fantastic, beautiful colors, and does it all very, very well. I don't know why that video is not popping up. I don't know what happened to it. So sorry about that, but it was a nice little sample video that RIM had, and actually there was a software update that just came out for this, so maybe that took the video away. But at any rate, you know, beautiful picture quality, as you can see. Absolutely wonderful picture quality. And if that's something you're interested in, ironically, even though the cameras aren't that great, you can still use it, put your pictures, put your videos on it, use it as a picture frame, use it as something that you show your colleagues if you're a journalist, something like that. So all in all, you know, is it the best tablet out there? No, it's not the best tablet out there for most people. It lacks some basic things that really, 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 I'm surprised that they didn't put on it. Calendar, contacts, I mean, they should have had that out of the box. That's pretty unacceptable. And it's frustrating that they didn't, given the fact, I understand the need to push people over to the BlackBerry platform, but still, that's not the way to do it, in my opinion. If anything, that alienates people from buying the BlackBerry PlayBook. Where it does excel, battery life's decent, the design is very nice, and I mean, the screen is absolutely beautiful for pictures and for videos. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com. We'll have reviews, dogfights, and more on the BlackBerry PlayBook. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away a ton of prizes there, and be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.